Across England, children from some Asian groups consistently underachieve in school. Their parents and carers may not have the literacy, numeracy and language skills to support them. They often find it difficult to understand the education system in this country or the role that schools would like them to play. Sometimes schools don't know enough about children's home culture and how best to work with families of Asian heritage. This can have a negative impact on the development of children's literacy, numeracy and language skills.
It's really important to get the women of this community to actually take a more active role within the children's education. If she understands what the school is teaching her child, the child is more likely to progress within school.
Schools can play a vital role in engaging Asian parents and carers in helping to break this cycle of disadvantage. There isn't just one solution. It's important that ways of engaging families are developed in response to local needs and in consultation with the local community.
My daughter came from school and she gave me a letter from the school that this will be going on.
I do look forward every week for coming into the next session.
Derby, Croydon and Rochdale have developed 3 different approaches to support family literacy, language and numeracy skills.
I came to this school because I love working with this community and had spent a lot of time at my previous school developing a community relationships and relationships with the parents that were strong and had a positive impact on the children's learning.
At Dale Community School, involving Asian families started gently, with parents and carers being invited into the school each day to collect their children from the classrooms. This helped to break the ice so that staff could then build a relationship with families and ultimately recruit parents and carers to the workshop sessions.
I think that the fact that the reception children see their parents coming into school and being part of the school makes it a very easy process for them. And there's that first conversation, that first dialogue that happens between parents and the children about what's gone on in school today. And that has to have a positive impact.
In Derby, the JET organisation has brokered a partnership between school and local families. Between them, they have designed a series of workshop sessions for families to learn how to support children with their literacy, language and numeracy, both at school and at home.
I've lived in the city pretty much all my life, and for the last 2 to 3 decades there have been lots of issues here, but primarily high unemployment, low educational attainment and lots of deprivation. When the Indian community came, their education levels were somewhat better and they did not have the same cultural constraints of not being able to send their women to work. So a group of us decided that we would try and make a difference, that we would engage with the key institutions of this city. 3 to 4 years on now, we have hundreds of people benefiting from our programme.
Although they might be teaching the children how to write, initially what we'd do in the class is show them how to write the letters correctly, how to produce the numbers correctly. Once they know how to do it themselves correctly, then they can teach that to the children. So the numeracy and literacy that we do embed within the course actually help with the development of the children as well.
Right, are you ready, ladies?
Family Literacy Project is a project that's centrally funded by the local authority, and that's a project that involves a teacher from within the school working with the children alongside an adult tutor who comes in to work with the parents.
आज जड़ा ना साइंस के बारे में जैसे गल करनी है, साइंस एक सब हिस्सा है करिकुलम दा जड़ा knowledge and understanding of the world which आमदा है.
It went well.
Why went it well? Me and Sophia work together very much as a team. I speak Murpuri, but Sophia speaks a variety of languages, including Urdu and Punjabi, so that caters for the different types of learners that we have.
कैसे लग रहा है ये? आप खाने लग पड़ी हैं.
When working with young children, we encourage them to learn through play. This concept isn't really used by countries such as Pakistan. They use more of the formal learning approach. So understandably, these parents won't see play as learning. We explain to other parents how you can actually use everyday situations at home as well. So it's just, even though they don't know English, they can actually facilitate their numeracy.
ਹਾਂਜੀ ਮਦਦ ਮਿਲਦੀ ਪਈ ਹੈ ਜਿਲੇ ਰੀਡ ਕਰਦੀ ਬੁੱਕ ਉਸ ਮੁਤਾਬਕ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਚੱਲਦਾ ਹੈ ਕਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਅੰਡਰਸਟੈਂਡ ਕਰਨਾ ਹੈ ਕਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਬੋਲ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ ਵਰਡ ਹਾਂਜੀ
Yes, she's learning from her daughter as well because when she reads books to her, and then she's speaking quite few words in English as well.
I'm learning in school what happened in school every day, every week. Then I can help her. So she doing very well. She progress getting well every day.
I'm doing this course because I was recommended by a friend who has been doing this last year with Mrs. Mahmood, and she said to me that it was very good. In the beginning I thought that being educated enough I didn't need any help or support, how to teach my children at home, but I came here just to see how it was, and a couple of sessions they actually changed my mind.
I think what we're doing in terms of JET is we're giving both sides a lot of confidence. So certainly in terms of school stuff, if they need any support, we're more than willing to talk to them, help them, involve them, and same with the parents.
Mama.
For some people, schools are excellent because they're somewhere they go every day. They have to take the children there. And depending on the school, some schools are really good at making parents feel really welcome and making the whole place feel non-threatening. It's their space, it's the parents' space, it's a community space, not just the teacher's space or even the children's space.
When the children see the parents are working alongside them, it's good actually, it's very happiness for them.
Especially as some parents that don't speak English, the children try to encourage them to learn English. So seeing their parents in this environment is a new thing for them, and it shows them that the parents are trying as well.
Men totally children help
ਘਰ ਆਪਣੇ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨਾਲ
ਬੱਚੇ
ਬੋਲਦੇ ਤੇ ਫਿਰ ਇੱਥੇ ਵੀ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਆ
ਜੀ ਸਕੂਲ ਹੀ
practice ਕਰਨੇ ਕੋ she said Hizara practices at home speaking English with her children. They're all older than Mariam, so she practices at home and then tries to use that in the classes that she comes here.
I would like to do interpreting, as I know Urdu and Punjabi and I can speak fluent English. So I mentioned it that, and they did say that they will help me. I mean, besides me, there are other mums that need a lot of help in other fields like computing and other things, and all the needs are looked after.
What the mothers have now recognised is there are a lot more things that they can do in terms of training, that it isn't just about ESOL, about trying to improve their English, but it is about finding out methods of how they could improve their children's education in turn.
A lot of the parents now, we've built their self-confidence and self-esteem. They have stated that they want to access other learning opportunities such as learning how to use the computer, developing their English language skills. So where JET can help, we do help them, but where we don't have the facility, we signpost them to other agencies within the community.
The best thing is about these meetings are just working together.
Seeing the happiness, the smiles on the children's faces, and when they do the activities, because a lot of these parents don't have the time or the opportunities to try these at home. I think it's the sense of achievement that we get.
It is, yes.
There are people who really worry about schools. I've come across parents who say when they smell the smell of a school, they feel the same thing in their tummy as they do when they smell the smell of a hospital. They're that nervous about schools and teachers and rules and all that kind of thing.
So often parents were put into a classroom, they were given pages of sums and they either got them right or wrong. And for many parents now, there's a real fear that when they have mathematics, they're going to be asked to do pages of sums.
Time, height, time, depth.
Yeah, absolutely. You need to know how many things can go into that actual box.
In Croydon, the focus is maths with a difference. In this family numeracy programme, parents and carers are finding out about measurement and the vocabulary and methods used at their children's school. While the parents learn together in one room, their children learn about measurement with the head teacher in another room.
I always enjoyed teaching maths because I was a maths coordinator in the past when I worked at other primary schools, and I was a maths advisory teacher for a while, so I have got quite a bank of skills, and it's really good to be able to use them again with the children in the class.
I have to help my mum because I'm smarter than maths. She needs to learn maths to teach me how to do more maths because I don't know that much about maths. Mine's bigger than me.
As a school, we identified that our numeracy results were not in keeping with our literacy results. So we wondered if we actually had a course where parents attended and were given knowledge, mathematical knowledge, giving them more outline on the vocabulary they needed and the type of strategies that are used in school. We thought it would have more impact on improving our numeracy results throughout the school.
You have this amount of boxes, you want to know whether they fit, for example, in the cupboard.
Absolutely. Yeah. All these things, all this vocabulary, which doesn't necessarily have to be mathematical, but it can be everyday language that you can use at home. You need to know what time school starts. Okay.
Parents that come to family learning courses usually join, first of all, a very short course. They might join a taster and then move on to something a bit longer. And eventually we get them onto moving onto more intensive courses where they can do accreditation. Probably one of the best ways of recruiting other parents is to try and use somebody who has already benefited from a program.
We both working as PALS. PALS stands for Parents as a Learning Supporter. We both working in Croydon, and I work in primary sector. And Kumudini.
I worked in secondary school. Our project called PALS, Parents as Learning Supporters, has been one of our great successes because these are parents who've already joined family learning reluctantly but have got such a lot out of it that they are so enthusiastic about, selling these courses to other parents. As the children start school, their English starts improving. They are more in touch with what's going on and are able to manage in the community much better. And the parents, there is a drift between the parents and the children.
When I joined into family learning, it was very helpful to me to speak and read and write in every way, because it helped me to help my children. And I think it's important for the other parents as well, and who they came from abroad. It's very important, I think.
Like this. It ought to be that everybody has an opportunity for family learning at various stages in their children's lives. Recruitment is difficult because people don't really know what it is, and unfortunately also sometimes in the schools the teachers don't really know what it is and what the benefits are.
Schools are reluctant to put on family learning courses because they've got a lot on their plate and there's a lot going on, and it's quite a heavy commitment. Parents don't want to know about it because they feel that it's like going back to school, and maybe some of them haven't had a good experience of schooling themselves.
Halfway through the morning, and the children join their parents and carers to do some combined measurement activities.
The joint sessions are always fun to do because the children come in, they're really excited to see the parents, and the parents are just as eager to see their children. They actually work together, so they sit next to their parents, and the parent actually then explains what she has been doing in the classroom. So the child actually, she's modelling to the child that, look, I go to school, I'm learning, and you're learning as well.
So would you understand that what does
this table has got vegetables. What do you use to measure them?
They've plenty to talk about when they get together in the classroom, and once they're back at home, they will have a shared understanding of measurement skills. The school is clear that this work is having a positive impact on their numeracy standards.
I'm more aware about the importance of mathematics in general. So when I'm home, I'm somehow going towards anything to do with mathematic books. We're talking more about maths at home.
We measured the circumference of the head, and then we did the backbone, the spine.
Because we were talking about measurements, one of the things that we had to investigate was the rumour, actually, that the circumference of your head is 3 times your height. So again, we're using measurements, we're using the instruments that we had actually talked about beforehand, and this is what we were trying to cover.
The most enjoyable part of the work is that when you see very reluctant families, that parents and carers that come and join the courses, and by the end of the course, they are saying very positive things about the course and the difference it's made to their lives.
I even feel more, I want to do more, and I've been looking more for where to do more courses because I really enjoyed it, yeah.
We should learn because now it is our country now, and we should learn this language as well as we learn by our language, the home back. So we should learn here. If we want to live here, we should learn English.
There's 32 different languages that are spoken, so it's very important that we're able to communicate quite often via the children to translate to their parents about some of the different things that they're doing in schools.
For the last years, I was too busy really to get involved in any group. I was busy with the children. I had younger children, and I was for sometimes childminder, so I was somehow restricted in joining any group. Now that I stopped being a childminder and my children, they're all at school full time, so this gave me more opportunity to be out.
They actually now fund for parents to have their child minded, and they will actually pay for it while they actually attend the course.
Family learning empowers the adults to help their children but also to interact with the school. It addresses all sorts of government agendas. There's opportunities for looking at healthy living. The scope is just massive to cover anything that is really important in terms of education for adults and children.
The multicultural project that we're doing is a way to actually get parents involved in the life of the school, talking to parents about how they feel and what they need and what they understand and what they'd like to know more about was crucial in actually gaining their support and raising their own confidence and feeling valued by the school for what they had to offer.
When I first started in Rochdale, there wasn't any bilingual worker in the schools, and a lot of parents weren't coming into the schools. Well, in fact, none.
In Rochdale, recruiting parents and carers to traditional literacy classes wasn't having much success, so they tried a different approach.
I used to go and knock on the doors and talk to parents and say, well, come into the school, we are doing this, and I can be there for you. If you can't speak the language, I can support you there.
First thing what hit me was she spoke in Punjabi, and you rarely get somebody knocking on your door and speaking in Punjabi, so it was like, whoa, where's she from?
First time I went in, she said, oh no, I'm all right, thank you very much, and shut the door. But I went again another time, and I said, you may have some time, and I need to talk to you, and this is what we are about.
English to ਮੈਨੂੰ ਆਂਦੀ ਹੈ ਮਗਰ ਚਲੋ ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਮੈਂ ਦੂਜੀ ਕਲਾਸ ਤੇ ਚਲੋ ਆ
Oh, that's good. पर ਹੋਰ ਵੀ ਕਲਾਸਾਂ if you know English, that's very good. But then we've got UNE child classes, we've got classroom assistant classes we can organize. And then I found out she could speak English. She was born and brought up here. So I said, well, you'll be brilliant in school. We need people like that.
From a doorstep encounter, Balkis was persuaded to become a parent learner and has since gone on to become a family literacy tutor.
What we're going to do now is we're going to look at each other's recipe and discuss the ingredients of each recipe, yeah?
I've got a packet of rice, some almonds, some green sultanas.
I think in the past there's been the view that the teachers are the ones who educate the children in school and do the academic work. But I think there is a growing understanding that actually the parents have a very big part to play in their children's learning, and that's something that we are trying to develop very much.
They decided to embed literacy skills into new creative activities. It proved much easier to recruit parents to a family arts project because the course seemed less threatening.
The facility here at Rochdale Community Arts Centre is simply the old caretaker's house at the back of Failinge High School that was made available to Family Learning Services for this particular project.
This project might seem to be about painting, but it's really a way of developing communication skills between children and adults.
Oh, she's interested into art. She wants to be an artist.
The idea of producing banners that will be up in school for all the children and all the parents to see, and to celebrate the different countries across the world that our children and their families originate from, we felt was very important.
People come often with little confidence about approaching creative work, and we give them opportunity to express themselves and do what they want to do and help them to do that. To achieve the kind of artwork that they want, they find that they need to perhaps enlarge a piece of work, and they'll measure that and look at what kind of size piece of work they want to finish up with. We seem to have a good time with the children. The children seem to enjoy what the adults are doing and also what they're able to do with the parents alongside.
I enjoy doing stuff with her because she helps me and I help her.
When the children go with their parents to the art centre, it's like my mum. That's my mum doing this.
Our starting point needs to be the parents' strengths, existing experiences, and so on. We need to build onto what they already have.
We've enjoyed it because she looks forward to doing stuff like this, and with me, she never gets time to spend with me doing artwork like this. We've never had a chance to get out like this, and so she's really enjoyed it. She gets time to come out and spend time with me.
It's wonderful for me to see over what is a comparatively short space of time people who perhaps don't actually speak to me at the beginning or express any idea becoming very excited about what they're doing, involved in, how they feel about things in a piece of artwork, and that's pretty exciting stuff to be involved in.
It's the same habits. They come here and they feel, well, why should we go to school? Why do they need us? We don't know, we can't read, we can't write. How can we help the children? The parents still say that, well, how can we help our children when we can't read and write? And I always say to them, you can.
They do benefit from us spending loads of time together because not many of us go out to work. Well, they never used to anyway, but now we do. But we never used to go out to work and spend time with the children, and we do a lot of time.
It's been an experience that, I'll treasure because I didn't know a lot of things about Bangladesh, about Vietnam, about Nigeria, and the 6-7 weeks that we've been together, it's just been unbelievable, And then seeing that banner today, I was so proud of the ladies and what they've achieved, and I think they were so proud as well.
How are we doing? Is it all in?
It's worth sometimes the hassle of trying to organise it, which sometimes it is, but the benefits in the long run for the self-esteem and the achievement of the children and the parents actually is certainly worth it.
They can't believe it's theirs, they've done that.
Working together on something creative has helped to build a whole new understanding between home and school.
Are you going to come to the school?
Yeah.
Yes.
I always tell them, you did it. It's just that little bit, you know, the little push there. And that really makes me happy.
Recognising the cultural backgrounds of the families involved has improved the motivation and communication skills of these adults, which in turn is benefiting their children.
One of the key things that we believe in this school is that care for children is actually caring for them lifelong, and if we can set them on the right path to learning early on, then that will help them as they move through life.
When I'm here for the first time, I also can't speak that much perfect English, so you don't have to be worried. You can join with us.
The major influences on the success of any kind of project or work like this with parents is the commitment of the staff involved. That's what makes the success, really, and without that, an awful lot of it wouldn't happen.
And it's a wonderful opportunity to meet the parents on a more informal level and give them an opportunity to get to know you as a person, and also to really appreciate some of the things that are going on in schools.
We also get a lot of support from other parents. We get a chance to talk about our issues with the teachers as well. And overall, it's very, very enjoyable. Yeah, I do look forward to coming in every week, yeah.
It brings so many people together, the parents, the educators, the children. What more could we want?
For a summary of the key learning points from the 3 case studies featured, please go to www.teachers.tv.